What's good with you? Back in black with another video. If you guys are new to the channel and you love shooting games just like me, make sure you aim for that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. Today what I have for you guys is, I guess, what you would call a social commentary. Not that I necessarily consider myself a social commentary YouTuber, but it was something that was kinda, I guess you could say, near and dear to my heart, and more so that I was getting tired of seeing it. And what I'm talking about is the simple fact that, like, every time there's a mass shooting in America, the first thing that they usually run to blame is video games, specifically shooting video games. And since I am somebody who, I guess you could consider myself, like, I primarily make videos about shooting games and I love them, I play them all the time, I've been playing them pretty much forever, I just thought it was like, it really irks my nerves when the first thing the news or the governor or whatever media outlet they'll run to is like, man, these shooting video games are getting like really realistic, and you know, since they're getting so realistic, that's why the shootings are happening. And it's such a, I feel like it's such a cop-out excuse, or like an answer to something that is such a bigger and broader problem. And I feel like they're just out there looking for like the easiest answer so they don't have to like actually do anything. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to address that and kind of tell you why I feel like it's stupid and it makes no sense. And hopefully if you feel differently, I can persuade you otherwise. Okay, so let's put on our thinking caps for like 5 seconds here and think about why these two bozos on Fox News obviously don't deserve to have a job. Mass shootings in America have been happening for the longest time, even before you could say that shooting video games have technically become super realistic in the graphics department. Think back to when like Doom or like PS2 games, like when all the graphics were pixelated, mass shootings were still happening. And what were they saying then? Oh man, these video games are really violent, we really need to monitor that, and you know, that's probably why people are shooting other people so much. If that was your talking point then, why would the simple fact that video games are better looking now contribute to the fact that mass shootings are still happening on a consistent basis in America? Obviously, graphics have nothing to do with somebody deciding whether it's okay to get a gun and go and shoot a bunch of people in real life or not. That doesn't even make any sense. So for that simple reason alone, the post just kind of threw me for a loop. And like, yeah, whoever those two bozos are on Fox News in general, like, it's just trash. If you even watch the news, I will question your wokeness, for lack of better words, since everybody out there likes to be woke anyway. Another reason this whole argument against video games as being a culprit or causing these super duper tragic events against, you know, fellow human beings is so dumb and, you know, misplaced and shouldn't even be brought up in the first place is because there's so much clear-cut evidence that really points to what the true motives or thought process or intentions of the shooter were. And it's just crazy to me that like the first thing people in power decide to do is just gloss over that information or deflect and bring up something that is almost completely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things as to why this happened. Yeah, like the shooting in Buffalo that happened not even a full week ago. As a side note, it's crazy to me that I can even reference these events so like close together. Like they literally happened like back to back. And that's just how you know it's a real problem, because the video games have been there for the longest and it's been going on even before the video games. So it's just like, why is that even a reason to begin with? If you did any research on the story or you even looked into it slightly, hell, even if you watched the short little 10-second clip of the dude before he even went into the supermarket, you can see that he literally wrote the N-word on his gun. Looking into it a little more, he actually had a 160-page manifesto on how he thought black people were a quote-unquote invasive species, and we were trying to eradicate or breed out the white race, and he had to kill these people to do the right thing or make an example of. Like, these are clear cut white supremacist ideologies that low-key go in line with how Nazis thought. And somehow, some way, when the governor of New York was asked to like address the whole event, the first thing that she wanted to do was, oh man, Twitch is an accomplice and somehow should also be held responsible because he used it to live stream the event, which is also dumb in itself, because how can you be mad at somebody for using a video streaming platform? Like, I don't understand. Were they supposed to know beforehand that he was going to live stream what he was going to live stream? Do you think that he went to Twitch and told them, hey guys, I'm about to go do this mass shooting, could you guys make sure you don't ban my channel and make sure the whole thing gets live streamed? Like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, and again, it just goes back to what I'm saying. These old people are really out of touch and they're just deflecting from what the real issue is. And I don't know if it's because, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything here, but like, maybe the ideologies kind of align with these people in the, you know, the shooters. You know, I'm just saying, I don't know, because if you look on Twitter, generally speaking here, I think everybody can come to a general conclusion that a lot of this is motivated by racist ideology. And for somebody to come on a mass media outlet and somehow, some way try to make it about video games is just insanity. It's clear-cut insanity. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Really, what I'm getting at logically here is that there's so many other things that you could attribute to tragic events like this that have literally nothing to do with how good a shooting video game looks or how realistic it is. You could say something about gun control, and which I'm sure that's very divisive and people have their own opinions about that. You could say something about mental illness, which is usually the default answer that a lot of people also like to give when it comes to these certain types of situations, which is also kind of crazy to me, because I would argue that this literally has nothing to do with mental illness at all, because these people clearly are functioning people who can think. They just choose to think the wrong way and do the wrong thing. So I don't really, you know, agree with the mental illness part of it as well. And the last thing that I think somebody could use as an excuse is the real excuse, which again, it just comes back to being racist and like the ideology and maybe how these people were brought up, how these people were raised. Parenting probably has a big part to do with it. I just know for sure that the one thing that I'm not gonna let somebody do, or that the one thing that I'm just tired of hearing and seeing, is that this has anything to do with video games. Like, okay, everybody plays video games. Like, everybody, like hella people in America play video games, hella people in Europe play video games, all over the world. Yet somehow, some way, America is the only country that seems to have this huge problem when it comes to mass shootings and gun control and violence in general. And you don't, when a mass shooting happens in Europe, I don't see anybody over there saying, man, we really gotta ban these video games. You don't even hear that come up as an excuse. They literally tell it how it is. These people have this ideology. They are extremists. They are quote unquote T-words. I don't even know if I can say terrorist on YouTube or not, but yeah, man, you never hear them say anything about video games. Why is it that when somebody has to address it in the country of America, that's the first thing they go to is, oh man, it's these electronics, man, it's the social media, man, it's the video games, man, it's warping their brain, it's affecting how they think. It's never anything to do with the parents. It's never anything to do with how this country, you know, like the history of the country, how it is in general. Is just always something to do with Call of Duty or not even Medal of Honor. I haven't heard of Medal of Honor in forever. But yeah, it's stupid, it's dumb, it's wild. I'm tired of hearing that as an excuse for something that clearly has nothing to do with virtual reality in any way, shape, or form. This is a real world issue, and I think people should just come together as a society and address it for what the real cause of the issue is. But that's just me. What do you guys think about it? Leave a comment down below. I do appreciate you guys for listening to me rant about it. It's just stupid, and yeah, I don't know. But I hope you have a good day. Black guy out.